Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers.
Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times. Every turn, every line we find, trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, but we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't gas, we know what it takes. Every set of built from the ground we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go in. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tone, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Till we build, till we build, till we build, Tier 1 setup shop.
Yeah.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tier 1 Studios. My name is Pat Wilkinson. Up in the booth, Joining me tonight are the voices inside my head alongside my good friends, myself and I, as we rejoin the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here at a very foggy Pocono Raceway. With just about 5 minutes left to go in practice, only 8 cars in the session so far. At the moment, Dakota Henderson, fastest car on track with the 53.52. Ty Sykes in second with a 53.63. Cliff Adams with a 53.64. Blake Cuttrell with a 53.97. Marcus Kaiser with a 54.41. Mike Presley with a 54.84. Brighton Coleman with a 54.85. Michael Lovelace yet to set a time out here tonight. So far, no other news in terms of drivers at the moment. A little surprising and a little disappointing, especially for the 60-lap race out here tonight at Pocono Raceway for following the 2003 Gen 4 series. John Stackos and Brady Kurowski into the session now. So we're getting a few more cars out here tonight. Very foggy racetrack here at Pocono Raceway. I can't even make out the turns, I'm going to be honest with you, so this might be a little bit interesting out here tonight with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. Minute and a half left to go. Whoa, one of Ty Sykes just blowing up the race car. Dakota Henderson still holding strong with the 53.52 out here tonight. .30 seconds left to go in practice. Practice at a close out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League. Dakota Henderson, Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams, Blake Cutterell, Marcus Kaiser, Michael Lovelace, Mike Presley, Brighton Coleman, Brady Karowski, and John Stackhouse yet to set a time in practice. As we head into qualifying, let's take a look at who's first car out on track. Cliff Adams, first on the pit road in the Baby Ruth number 78. John Stackhouse also on track. In the number 08 Monster Machine, Brady Karowski not on track, my apologies. Blake Cutterell in the 48, out on the racetrack as well. Very foggy race out here tonight. Here at Pocono Raceway, going to be very interesting to see how this goes. We roll off of turn 1, completely blind. Into turn 3. Back around. Green flag is in the air for John Stackhouse as we roll off of turn 3 now. Trying to keep some speed going. Trying to keep the momentum up here at Pocono Raceway as we charge down the fogged out front stretch out here tonight. Through turn 1, trying to run that car nice and low. Also might help if I do this. Down the backstretch into turn 2, trying to keep the speed going. Through turn 2 and onto the short stretch into turn 3. Off of turn 3 now, down the front stretch we go, trying to keep some speed up. Off of turn 3, down the front stretch, John Stackhouse up to second place. Blake Cutterell in first. 54.19 to beat John Stackhouse with a 54.28. Solid runs out here tonight. So far, early on, Cliff Adams, Mike Presley, Marcus Kaiser, Ty Sykes, Michael Lovelace. Lovelace up to third. Brady Karowski all on the racetrack. Marcus Kaiser in the 42 up to fourth. 08 slowing down. I believe he may have tagged the wall there as I was looking at my timesheet. We'll jump up and board. What is this? With the 42. Completely whiteout conditions out here. I'm amazed that iRacing lets this happen. .42 spinning it out off of turn 3. Marcus Kaiser holding 5th at the moment. Mike Presley in 6th. John Stackhouse down to 4th. Blake Cutterell in 3rd. Cliff Adams in 2nd. Michael Lovelace up in the front. Brighton Coleman yet to set a time. Dakota Henderson out on the racetrack. Ty Sykes and Brady Karowski. Sykes up to pole at the moment, 53.77. Go back through turns 1 and 2. Turn 1 onto the short stretch into turn 2, or down the back stretch into turn 2. Excuse me. Pocono is weird. Leave me alone. 'Down into pit road we go. Michael Lovelace still out on the racetrack. Trundling back around. Brady Karowski up to 8th past the start-finish line. 77 to Brady Karowski holding 8th at the moment. Dakota Henderson out on the track for Brighton Coleman, yet to set a time out here tonight. His qualifying comes to a close. "60 laps in the fog out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. Waiting on Ty Sykes, Dakota Henderson, Michael Lovelace, Blake Cuttrell, Marcus Kaiser to join into the session so we can get underway out here tonight. Waiting on Marcus Kaisers. We get ready to go racing out here tonight. Back. Take a look at the grid. Ty Sykes, Dakota Henderson, Michael Lovelace with Cliff Adams, Blake Cuttrell, John Stackos, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, and Brighton Coleman down in 10th. We get underway here with the Wild West Racing League. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. As we charge into the fog out here tonight, this is going to be a very interesting race. Through turn 1 and onto the backstretch we go. Everybody trying to get their tires warmed up, as I just realized I did not have my intro graphic up that whole time, so that's fine. 2.5 mile oval here of 1,877 feet above sea level. I believe this is the highest elevation racetrack on the NASCAR calendar. 65 degrees in the air, 77 degrees on the track, 29 mile an hour wind. What the... From the south, and fog out conditions. Not sure who ordered that, but gonna be interesting regardless. Rolling back around into turn 3 as we get ready to go racing out here tonight at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Pace car down pit road this time. Rolling up into the restart zone we go. Green flag, green flag, green flag is in the air. Ty Sykes away beautifully. 5 at Henderson did not get the start he wanted. We charge down the front stretch and into the fog. 68 of Lovelace up to second already, side by side with the 5, cutting in front of him into turn 1. 5 of Henderson trying to look up the inside, down into turn 1 we go. 1 of Ty Sykes off to the races, almost 3/4 of a second up already as we charge into the fog. 5 of Henderson around, clipping the 48, cautions are out. 5 of Henderson against the wall off of turn 1. Clipped the 48 in the nose, went across the grass, trying to get it slowed down. Didn't hit anything too hard, but bringing out the first caution of the night, just off of turn 1. Here with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here on Wednesday nights with all of us here at Tier 1 Studios. through turn 3 as we're getting settled back in out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Ty Sykes, Michael Loveless up 1, Blake Cuttrell up 2 after that crash with Dakota Henderson sliding across his front bumper. Doesn't seem to be too heavily damaged. Everybody coming on down pit road except for the one of Ty Sykes. Nope, everybody's going down pit road. Ty Sykes, the only car staying out here tonight. Bold strategy. We'll see if that works out for him. Fixed setup races. Jump back onto the cameras. Ty Sykes, Michael Loveless, Cliff Adams up to 3rd, John Stackhouse, Marcus Kaiser, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson down 5. Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, Blake Cuttrell still on pit road repairing that number 48 Lowe's machine. We roll through turns 1 and 2. Or off of turn 2, excuse me. Lights are on, but it's a bit dim these days, eh? Through turn 3 here at the tricky triangle we go. Everybody's still on the lead lap. Blake Cuttrell catching up to the end of the field now. We see another slew of cars come on down pit road. Michael Loveless, John Stackhouse, Marcus Kaiser, Dakota Henderson all back down pit road. Might have had a speeding penalty. Pace car's lights are off as we roll through turn 2 here at Pocono. Everybody getting settled in. 78 and the 1 side by side down into the short chute. Into turn 3 for Brighton Coleman. Up to 3rd, Mike Presley, John Stackhouse, Michael Loveless. Not sure why everybody is pretty much single file out here tonight, but hey. Gonna be a little bit interesting. Pace car getting ready to dive down pit road this time as we roll through turn 3. Only 10 cars in the race out here tonight. Green flag back in the air. We are racing 5 of 60 this time by. Off of turn 1 we go. Everybody getting settled back in 3 wide with Henderson, Presley, and Marcus Kaiser at the tail end of the field. Off of turn 1 there. Michael Loveless just ahead of him. Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams, Already a second between them. We start settling in. Blake Cuttrell, 28 seconds behind, must not have made it back up to the lead before we went green. Ty Sykes a full second ahead and trying to run away with it out here tonight. Here at Pocono Raceway, 5 of 60 laps completed, this time by 55 more laps to go. Ty Sykes off of turn 3. Back onto the front stretch we go, trying to keep the speed up as we continue into this race out here tonight at Pocono. Good tricky triangle. Rolling off of turn 1 into the fog we go. 78 of Cliff Adams starting to pull away from the 08 of John Stackhouse. Both of them pulling away from Michael Loveless. Loveless 2.5 seconds off the leader. Dakota Henderson down in 5th. Brighton Coleman, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, and Blake Cuttrell 25 seconds behind. World on his own at the moment, but trying to keep some speed going. Patch back up to the field as he is in clear air. No expectations, just try to work your magic, get back up into the fight for the lead, or for a win out here tonight. Off of turn 2 into turn 3 we go, trying to keep that speed up. Ty Sykes leading the way. Cliff Adams, skipped over Cliff Adams by accident. In the 78 Baby Ruth machine, John Stackhouse in the 08 Monster Monte Carlo. Michael Loveless in the Meals on Wheels number 68, charging into the fog into turn 1. Dakota Henderson right behind him. Brighton Coleman also right there behind him, not too far back. Mike Presley just entering turn 1 now. Marcus Kaiser entering turn 1. Brady Karowski not too far behind. Karowski almost a full second back. Blake Cuttrell just coming down the front stretch now, just about to enter into turn 1. Sykes leading the way off of turn 2 into the short stretch. Off of turn 1 into the fog we go again. One of Ty Sykes really battling these Gen 4 cars with the high winds, 28-mile-an-hour winds out here tonight, proving to be very difficult for a lot of drivers as we continue underway. Cliff Adams still falling a little bit back off of turn 2, down to a second and a quarter behind Ty Sykes. Sykes trying to push that number 1 car as best as he can out here tonight, trying to make the momentum happen. Off of turn 3 and onto the front stretch we go. Ty Sykes still leading the way. Cliff Adams with a little bit of space to John Stackhouse behind. Stackhouse up over 2 seconds over Michael Loveless. Henderson on Loveless now. Up the inside in the number 5 Hendrick Creamsicle car. Caution in the air. Henderson around. 60. Whoa! 68 of Loveless just dumped the 5. Michael Loveless shoving the hell out of the 5. Don't think there was anything as a precursor to this. 68 overdrove the hell out of it into turn 1 and destroyed the 5 of Henderson. That was a bad move from the 68 of Michael Loveless. Not sure if he was just fed up with Henderson or something from earlier. What the hell was that? Second caution of the night out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Everybody back down pit road. Back through turn 2, getting settled back in out here tonight. Ty Sykes still leading the way. John Stackos, Dakota Henderson up to third. Mike Presley, Cliff Adams, Brighton Coleman, Blake Cutterell, Brady Karowski, Michael Loveless, and Marcus Kaiser still down pit road. Might be going a lap down out here tonight if he does not get a move on. Just leaving pit road now. Gonna have one hell of a time trying to keep back up, or catch back up before we go green. Everybody back down pit road except for Ty Sykes. Very interesting. Stackhouse, Henderson, Adams, Presley, Blake Cuttrell, Brighton Coleman, Brady Karowski, Marcus Kaiser, Michael Lovelace down to last. Ty Sykes still leading the way. Pace car's lights are off as we get settled back in. Stackhouse, Henderson, and Adams just catching up to the tail end of the field now. Everybody else hanging a little bit further back as we try to get the running order reorganized. Down the short stretch into turn 3 we go. Of Kaiser alongside the 1. Pace car down pit road this time. 1 on the 42, side by side. 5 in the 08. Green flag, green flag, green flag is back in the air. We are racing once again. 15 of 60 this time by. Stackhouse with the start of a lifetime. He's off to the races down into turn 1. Getting past Ty Sykes down into turn 1. Cliff Adams, Marcus Kaiser, Henderson, Cuttrell, Presley, Coleman, Lovelace, and Karowski off of turn 2 and down into the stretch into turn 2 now. Off of turn 3, down the front stretch here we go. Ty Sykes looking up the inside of the 08 of John Stackhouse. Trying to keep the speed up down into turn 1. Sykes up the inside of Stackhouse. Stackhouse not giving an inch. Side by side through turn 1. 08 of Stackhouse with a better run off of 1. Down the backstretch into turn 2 we go. 08 of Stackhouse with a little bit more top speed at the moment. Everybody on fixed setup race cars, but there is some small adjustment that you can make to help these cars drive a little bit better for you. Also, these high winds and foggy conditions slowing everybody out. Slowing everybody down, excuse me. Stackhouse, Sykes, Adams, Henderson, Lovelace, Kaiser, Presley, Cuttrell, Coleman, and Karowski. Karowski 7 seconds behind the leader. Jump on down to Dakota Henderson, rolling through turn 1 now. Cliff Adams just ahead. Lovelace 2 seconds behind him. Brighton Coleman off the racetrack. Backwards in the grass, trying to keep it going. No caution. Zero 8 to Stackhouse leading the way. Jump a little bit further down to Blake Cuttrell in the 48. Under pressure from the 42 behind him. 18 of 60 this time by. .42 up the inside of the 48, trying to get that pass in, get back up into the top 6 out here tonight. Off of turn 2, down the short stretch, into turn 3 we go. Blake Cuttrell holding his own at the moment. Marcus Kaiser starting to fall back. Almost a full second behind Blake Cuttrell. Brighton Coleman 20 seconds behind the leader and falling. Statko still leading the way. Brady Karowski off of turn 3 now. A good bit behind Marcus Kaiser. 2.5 seconds back. Stakos leading the way. One of Ty Sykes all over his bumper though. Less than a quarter of a second between the two of them. One of Sykes trying to get the draft down the backstretch into turn 2. Through turn 2 and into the short stretch and a charge down into turn 3. One of Sykes with a little bit of extra speed out here tonight. Trying to keep that speed going. Down into turn 3 we go. Setting up a little bit high. Running the second lane up. One of Sykes. A little bit of extra rotation on that car might have helped. Through the midpoint of the turn. Off of turn 3 and down the front stretch we go. 0.8 of Stakos. 20 laps of 60 this time by. Coleman off the racetrack again. No, wait, no. Never mind. Nope, that's wrong. My apologies. Laps completed of 60. Row 1 pivoting way into this race. Out here tonight at Pocono Raceway, John Statko still leading the way. Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams, Dakota Henderson, Michael Lovelace, Mike Presley, Blake Cuttrell, Marcus Kaiser, Brady Krowski, and Brighton Coleman. Down in last at the moment. Two of 60. Statko still leading the way. 3/4 of a second up on Sykes. Cliff Adams not too far behind him. Henderson just going through turn 1 now. Lovelace just going through turn 1. Presley doing much the same. Cuttrell in the 48 Lowe's machine. Marcus Kaiser in the Alabama University car. Number 42, Brady Karowski in the 77. Brighton Coleman starting to reel in Brady Karowski little by little. Three of 60. Statko still leading the way as we ride on board with the 5 of Dakota Henderson. Henderson trying to run some good laps out here tonight. Currently in 4th, 3.5 seconds behind leader. 2.5 roughly off of Cliff Adams, who's currently in 2nd. Off of turn 2, down into the short stretch we go. And the charge down to turn 3, Dakota Henderson. Let's jump on down into the field a little bit more. Go on over to Michael Lovelace in the number 68 Meals on Wheels Water Wheel Foundation machine. Don't know why, but that Chevy Monte Carlo seems to look a little bit different than the rest of the Monte Carlos out here tonight. It is a full Chevy field, which I don't understand, because you can definitely see what I'm talking about. Oh, it's because he has his grill painted. I'm just an idiot. That might be why. 25 of 60 out here tonight at Pocono with the Wild West Racing League. Brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. '68 Loveless really trying to keep that speed up at the moment. Of 60. Approaching halfway through this race. Statco still leading the way by half a second on Ty Sykes. Sykes up 3/4 on Cliff Adams. Adams up 4.5 on Dakota Henderson. Henderson up 2 on Lovelace. Lovelace up 6 seconds on Mike Presley. Presley up 8 seconds on Blake Cottrell, 5 seconds up on Kaiser. Kaiser up 3 on Coleman, and Coleman up 1 on Karowski. A lot of fog out here today at Pocono Raceway, the tricky triangle here in upstate Pennsylvania, up in the beautiful Pocono Mountains. Statco still leading the way. Ty Sykes in second. Cliff Adams in third, all running in decent formation. Cliff Adams in the number 78 trying to keep up with Ty Sykes and John Stackhouse just ahead of him. Doing what he can. Off of turn 2 we go. Down the short stretch into turn 3. Going to be a start of lap 30. 31 laps to go out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Apologies for the very dry broadcast. Not a lot's going on. Small field on a big track and plenty of fog. Does not exactly mean the most interesting form of racing. Doing our best, though, out here. 0 to Stackhouse. Ty Sykes starting to reel him in, down to a third of a second. Ty Sykes still within a third of a second, trying to catch up. Starting to see some green flag pit stops. Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams, Dakota Henderson, and Michael Loveless, and Marcus Kaiser down pit road. Kaiser down a lap off of pit road now. Mike Presley up to second. Almost half a racetrack behind, down 16 and a third of a second. Blake Cottrell, Brighton Coleman. Blake Cottrell just going past the start-finish line now. Up to third. Brighton Coleman up to fourth. Joey Stackos off of turn 3, right up against the curbs, and down pit road he goes. Mike Presley coming around into the short stretch, down into turn 3. Mike Presley down pit road. Blake Cutroll up to the lead, number 48. Still plenty of damage on that race car by the looks of it. Fenders knocked all to hell. We roll through turns 1. Blake Cutroll leading the way. John Stackhouse back up to second. Ty Sykes in third now. Cliff Adams, Dakota Henderson, Michael Loveless, Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, and Brighton Coleman down pit road. Marcus Kaiser back on the lead lap. 48 rolling through turn 3 now. Right on past the start-finish line with 28 laps to go. At a cut roll back through turn 3. And down pit road this time. 48 down pit road. John Stackhouse coming back around turn 3 as well. Retakes the lead. Ty Sykes back up to second. Cliff Adams in third. Dakota Henderson, Michael Loveless, Mike Presley, Marcus Kaiser, Brady Karowski, and both Brighton Coleman down a lap out here tonight. 27 laps to go. .26 laps to go for John Stackhouse. Ty Sykes 2.6 seconds behind. Cliff Adams down 4.3. Henderson down 8 1/4. Loveless down 8 3/4. Mike Presley down 25 1/2. Blake Cottrell down 35. Marcus Kaiser down 40. Brady Karowski down a lap, and Brighton Coleman back down pit road. Down the short stretch, or no, that's down the back stretch into turn 2. Excuse me. 0-8 to Stacko still leading the way. Let's jump on down into the field once again. Let's go down to Michael Loveless and Dakota Henderson having another run at each other. Coleman jumping to pit road. I'm surprised the 5 of Henderson did not take a swing at the 68, having a lot more self-control than I would have. No offense to either driver, but if someone had punted me out of the way that way, I would be going straight back after him. .68 Loveless starting to pull away from Dakota Henderson once again. Almost a full second clear. Off of turn 1, down the backstretch into turn 2. Loveless down into turn 1, trying to catch back up to Cliff Adams, 5.5 seconds behind. Adams down 4.5 to the leader, Ty Sykes, just about 1.5 seconds in front of him, going through turn 2 now. John Stackos running away with the race out here tonight as he charges down into turn 3. Blake Cuttrell just coming across the start-finish line now down into turn 1. Marcus Kaiser not too far behind him. About 6 seconds between the two. Brady Karowski down 1 minute 10 seconds behind leader. Brighton Coleman, I believe, is out of the race. Karowski down a lap. Coleman down 5. As John Stackos continues to lead out here tonight with 22 laps to go. .21 laps to go for John Stackos. Off of turn 2, down into turn 3. Not a lot going on around the racetrack out here tonight. Folks, I apologize for the very dry and very boring broadcast. I mean, there has been one pass since 42:43 in the race. Because it doesn't tell me what lap that was. That was Michael Loveless on Dakota Henderson for 4th place. Loveless up almost 3 seconds now on Henderson. We roll through turn 3. 19 laps to go with the Wild West Racing League Gen4 Cup Series out here tonight. Brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast was also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Marcus Kaiser, next car, a lap down to John Stackhouse. Henderson down pit road. Going down a lap as well. Marcus Kaiser crashing off a pit road. Please do not throw the caution. He managed to get despawned. Whoa, what happened to you? Sparks flying. Oh, he couldn't get it to turn anymore, so he just buried it into the buried it into the tire wall and got it towed back. Fair enough. Brady Kurowski down a lap. Marcus Kaiser, I believe, has just left the session because he is no longer being counted on the timesheet. $17 laps to go, 16 at the line. John Stackhouse, Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams, Michael Loveless, Mike Presley, Blake Cutroll, and Brady Kurowski. Henderson still down pit road. Down 2. He may have called it a night as well. .08 of Stackhouse reeling in the 48 of Blake Cutroll. Cutroll moving over and going a lap down. 15 laps to go. Here with a stack coast down into turn 2 we go. 3 and 2/3 up on Ty Sykes. Cliff Adams a full second behind Sykes. Loveless 11 seconds behind the leader. Mike Presley 37 and a half, or quarter, excuse me, behind the leader. Blake Cuttrell down a lap. Brady Kurowski down a lap. Dakota Henderson, Marcus Kaiser, and Brighton Coleman all out of the race out here tonight. Only 5 cars remaining on the lead lap. 6 cars on the track. Nope, 7 cars on the track, excuse me. .13 laps to go at the line as we roll on board with the 08 through turn 3. Jump on down to Cliff Adams in the 78, trying to run down the 1 of Ty Sykes just ahead of him. Stackhouse, Sykes, and Adams all down pit road. Loveless down pit road. Mike Presley rolling through turn 2 now. Slowing it on down, potentially coming down pit road this time. Nope, he is staying out. We need to start picking up some speed though. John Stackhouse back out onto the racetrack. He's pulling off the pit road now. Here we just Stackhouse on fresh rubber with 12 laps to go this time by. Mike Presley up to second. 77 of Kurowski trying to prevent himself from going another lap down. Mike Presley back down pit road. Ty Sykes, Cliff Adams back up to second and third. Kurowski back down a lap. Cuttrell a little way up the road. Henderson, Kaiser, and Coleman are all out from the race in the fog out here tonight at Pocono Raceway in beautiful upstate Pennsylvania. Mike Presley just leaving pit road now. Brady Kurowski down pit road. Blake Cuttrell going a lap down. Only 4 cars left on the lead lap. Michael Loveless 11.5 behind the leader. Cliff Adams 4 3/4 behind. Ty Sykes 3 2/3. 10 laps to go off of turn 1. Really, I can't tell you how little is going on out on the racetrack. Kurowski, Presley, and Cuttrell all down 1. Nobody's gaining on each other due to the dirty air and the overall weather conditions not improving anybody's top speeds. Stackhouse just running away with it, 3.5 ahead of Ty Sykes. Nine laps to go for John Stackhouse, pulling away once again from Ty Sykes, 4 seconds ahead of him now. Eight laps to go for John Stackhouse. Seven laps to go. Down to Blake Cuttrell in the 48. Down the short stretch into turn 3. Going very slow. Just kind of trundling around the racetrack. Bleeding time. Excuse me, Mike Presley through turn 1 now. Michael Loveless, 12 3/4 behind. Cliff Adams over 8 seconds up on Michael Loveless. Ty Sykes just about half a second ahead of Cliff Adams. John Stackhouse, 3 1/4 or 3 2/3 up on Sykes. 6 laps to go. 4 laps to go out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. John Stacko still leading the way. Three laps to go for John Stackos. Still 3 2/3 ahead of Ty Sykes. Sykes still about 3/4 of a second up on Cliff Adams. Michael Loveless 13 seconds behind the leader. 14 now. 10 seconds behind third place of Cliff Adams, just off of turn 2 down the short stretch into turn 3 in the 78 Baby Ruth machine. One of Ty Sykes in the snap-on number 1. John Stackos in the Monster 08 leading the way. Mike Presley in the WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast number 0. Brady Karowski in the Syracuse number 77. Blake Cottrell in the Lowe's number 48. Dakota Henderson, Marcus Kaiser, Brighton Coleman all out of the race. 2 laps to go. Coming back around through turn 3, white flag will be in the air, this time by no overtime out here tonight at Pocono. As the 08 of John Stackos takes the white flag. Through turn 1, down the backstretch into turn 2 we go. Mike Presley down a lap, Brady Karowski and Blake Cuttrell down 2, Dakota Henderson out at 18 laps down, Brighton Coleman down 26, Marcus Kaiser, it does not show because he retired from the race. Through turn 3 we go, and back onto the front stretch. John Stackos wins out here tonight at Pocono. Ty Sykes and Cliff Adams, 2nd and 3rd. John Stackos, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. You got me.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Doing pretty all right. Congratulations on the win out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Talk us through it.
Thank you. Did you see any of it with all this fog? It was, I guess, a boring race for everybody, but I'm glad you guys are broadcasting it and sticking around with us. I appreciate the racers. Everybody did a fantastic job. We had a couple little incidents, but all in all, it was just a decent race.
Well, again, congratulations on the win out here tonight. 4 seconds ahead of Ty Sykes in 2nd. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, just thank you. Thank you for the broadcast, Tier 1, and appreciate you all. Appreciate all the racers and all the viewers.
Appreciate you as well. Thanks for joining us up in the booth, and congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Let's get Ty Sykes in here. Ty Sykes, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me.
Hey Pat, how's it going?
Congratulations on the P2 out here tonight, here at Pocono Raceway. Talk us through some of it.
I wanted to control the whole race, but we had a strange restart on lap 14. I don't know what was going on there. But we were trying to figure it out, and then before I knew it, John Stackhouse was passing me. And once he passed me, he's good. He's good at maintaining and not making mistakes. And that was it for me. I couldn't really do much as far as I ran out of skill. Put it that way.
Yes, the talent DLC seems to be something that's missing from everybody out here these days. Not just
Of
you,
course.
just in iRacing in general. But hey, one heck of a run out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, I appreciate you doing the broadcast, and I had fun with the guys tonight. Wish there was more, but it is what it is. And you have a good one.
You as well, thank you. Let's get Cliff Adams, and we'll call it a night. Oop. Cliff Adams, Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the P3 out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Talk us through it.
Oh, it was I'm relatively new to this car, but yeah, it was pretty fun. Cars for me a little tight on entry, loose on exit, but made a couple mistakes on my 2 pit stops. I slid through my box, so had to kind of just live with that, and hopefully they made a mistake in front of me, but they didn't make any mistakes, and I couldn't gain any ground on them. I gain a 10th here, lose a 10th there, so.
Well, hey, one heck of a race out there tonight here at Pocono Raceway with the Wild West Racing League. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Nope. Just appreciate these guys putting it on. I enjoy running this car, so hopefully get this league more drivers in it. It'd be fun.
That will be the hope. Thanks for joining us up in the booth, and congratulations on the P3 out here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Well, folks, this has been the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse, weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast was also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Studios, and Tier 1 Setup Shop. My name's Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. This has been the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series at Pocono Raceway. And until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. Trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built one. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading Tier 1. Setup shop Tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 Setup shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on want it, need it custom fit. Yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tune, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win, yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1. Set up shop, Tier 1. Yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1, set up shop. See you in Victor Lane. Tier 1, set up shop. Tier 1. Tier 1.